Welcome to No Man's Land, where every heart is black and there are 72 of the little buggers. We're playing through this mod to see if we have what it takes to survive State of Decay 2's toughest challenge yet. Here's where we are so far. We're still in the starter base, although everyone's utterly miserable, and we're a community of 4, and as of yet, this run has been completely deathless. That all ends today. Previously, we lost our car due to no fault of my own, so we start with Hastings once again running off into the unknown to retrieve a new vehicle, doing everything she can to avoid that triple pack of juggernauts. But that right there is nothing. Once our standing's high enough, we'll get 4 packs of those bastards. Hastings dashes across fields like they're nothing. She's a cardiovascular goddess who'd give Mo Farah a run for his money. Avoiding the hordes of 20 plus plague Zeds, she gets to the site of the abandoned pickup 500 meters from home. And gratefully, the one thing we have in abundance is fuel. Otherwise, there'd be no chance in hell I'd be moving this thirsty girl. Gratefully, we've now got a moving vehicle and it's got much better storage than our previous car. Unfortunately though, Bertie the yellow pickup has just got out of an abusive relationship and needs a little TLC to get back on her feet. So my desperate hunt for toolkits takes me back to the fire station, you know the one. And after killing a solitary Zed, we get to search it. Oh my god, what's the chances of that? That is the first one we've looked at, chat. We find ourselves several fuel cans and even a second toolkit. I also looted the plague art we destroyed previously as I didn't have the time the last time we were here. So with Bertie refueled, repaired and her back end stuffed with precious resources, I make our way to the next heart. You know what they say, while the sun is shining we make hay, right? Well, I'll be honest, from a metaphoric stance at least, shit isn't very sunny. It turns out this plague art's on the first floor, so I've got no quick exit if shit goes south, especially if I don't want to roll an ankle. And let's be honest, shit usually goes south quicker than a double booked hooker. Unfortunately, my full frontal assault is interrupted. Oh my god! Jesus. So I dash for a quick escape and take refuge on an abandoned car outside. And mercifully I remove the crackhead from this perilous world. Get wrecked, you bitch. I then hop down to remove a few stragglers before going back to beating strange meat. And much quicker than usual we complete the first phase, although I do get singed in my escape. I then take refuge in the adjacent bathroom and await the onslaught of the undead. But surprisingly the hordes don't even notice me cowering away and instead crowd around the plague cart. Luckily I'm armed with just the right equipment to deal with this situation. What? Where the fucking hell are they? Alright, well if I were to take a guess, I'd say they've thrown themselves out of the window like a 1930s stockbroker. So I once again start battering, but as I do, the crowd starts filtering in from downstairs. But I've got to be patient and hold my nerves. I want this entire room bursting from the seams before I drop my explosives. So I dodge and smack anything that comes at me, while also finding time to hit the plague cart. Well, that is until my energy drink runs out and I've got to dash before my lungs collapse. But obviously before I do... Alright, well that should take out a big chunk of the dickheads in there. And the ones it didn't are quite literally legless and harmless. Excuse the god-awful puns. I get a couple more heavy hits off before the crowd start bursting into the room once again. And once the room is over capacity, I drop my final pipe bomb. Then ankle deep in plague Zeds, I attempt to complete the second phase. That is until another horde catches up to me, and this one has brought a bloody crackhead. And with no stamina left, I only have one solution. Throw myself out of the bloody window. I guess that now officially makes me a finance bro. I need to start shilling out a shitty cryptocurrency to my impressionable audience. I regain my stamina and take out the drug abuser before attempting to lure the Zeds away from the area.
Hello? Can you see me over here?
With the crowds hopefully chasing me, I then lead them through an abandoned house nearby and loop back around the front where there are a few stragglers left over. I execute the one, but the rest just wander off, which means I'm able to creep back upstairs and ignoring the limbless on the floor, I'm completely uncontested to complete the second phase, which should at least burn up the worms I've left behind. But while the flames and gases dissipate, it's time for a tactical retreat. I once again have to lead another horde away from the heart. After popping some shots to get their attention, I leg it down the street and lure them into a neighbour's house before I sneak out of the back like a fart you can't trust. And then we can creep back over to the other house. Look at this. Oh god, there's 2 right on my ass. Thankfully they have the IQ of a retired footballer, so I'm easily able to lose them. Then after sorting out a couple of stragglers, I take out the heart with 2 more swings of my drive shaft. I then take all of the loot, kill another crackhead and take Bertie back to base, as Hastings probably deserves a break in all fairness. So I swap to Stuart, and seeing as the sun is still shining, it's time to take on another plague cart. And I've again chosen to stick to the area around my next base site. But first I've got to know where the bastards are, so put a waypoint onto the billboard. I'm sure this won't go awfully, and I certainly won't get stuck at the top while surrounded by the undead. From my scouting spot I find a casual 6 plague hearts, but at least one of them is in a barn, and I can use that to my advantage. But we'll get to that in a bit. For now I need to lose the hordes that have trapped me up here. In all fairness, probably not a great position to be in, especially with a crackhead in the area. But thankfully Stuart's a living legend and gets away with literally not even taking a smidge of damage. Okay, well, for the most part start at least. I pop off a feral and it drops an assault rifle, and that tells me it must have come from an infestation nearby. But I definitely need to backtrack to collect it. Often those are 50 or 100 round rifles that are fully loaded, and that would do amazingly right now. But first I'm gonna have to do something about this horde. Or I could just say fuck it and run straight past it. The old snatch and grab tactic that's really popular with Minecraft YouTubers. 50 round rifle, nice. I then attempt to lead the horde through a nearby house, which at first glance seemed to go really well. I think I might be okay. Oh Jesus Christ! So I'm forced to loudly deal with the feral, which only draws the hordes back into the open. And instead of coming up with another tactical master plan, I just run straight for the car, which goes about as well as you'd expect. But at least we're not on fire, I suppose. I head a few houses down towards the play cart, and after busting through the window, drop a smoke grenade. That means I can batter the heart and the zombies can't see me. I can't even see me. Unfortunately, the smoke doesn't last long enough for me to complete the first phase, and rather foolishly I refuse to retreat. So what follows is a few mins of me dodging back and forth and timing my swings to hit both the heart and the undead. This tactic works especially well with my back well and truly wedged against a wall. Once I think the room is over capacity, I drop a pipe bomb and dive out of the way, although that doesn't do anything to the hordes. But at least I also didn't lose a limb in the process. Thankfully, one more smack completes the phase, but I get stuck and can't escape in time before everything gets burned. Mercifully, Stuart has built up a tolerance to flames and only takes minimal damage. Unfortunately though, it's not just the hordes I have to deal with while attacking this heart. 4 bloody juggernauts have decided to make their presence known. So I go for an even bigger trek than I normally would. In all honesty, I'm just trying to get them as far away from my car as humanly possible. They can't harm me while I'm attacking the heart, but their tirade against motor vehicles is on par with just stop oil. Thankfully for now, at least they don't seem too interested in what we're doing. That means I can go back into my corner and start heavy swinging against the play card. Unfortunately, the strat isn't too exciting, just stay in one place and time your swings accordingly. And hope the camera angle doesn't screw you too much. Honestly, I'd say this is the best strat I can come up with, providing you've got stamina items to keep you going, of course. I complete the second phase and once again don't dodge out in time to avoid the flames. But I'm blaming the zombie with a thyroid problem blocking my path. I'll have you know there's certainly no skill issues going on here. Thank you very much. In all honesty, those flames did a pretty good job at thinning out the hordes. But they didn't do much to prevent this twat from showing up. So it's time for a close quarters fight to the death with everyone's least favourite crackhead. But you know what? Screw the close quarters shit, I'm doing this in an open field. Time to say Alvidasane, ya bell end. Oh shit. That's fine, nothing a couple of paracetamol can't sort out. Ignoring the horde breathing down my neck, I head back in and start beating the heart again. Come on, it's just get in, the right timing, and trying to keep the camera in a place that I can see is ideally. Then we get a bit of bad news. My shaft has turned yellow, and any decent physician will tell you that's a problem. Let's just hope it doesn't completely disassemble before we can finish off this heart. So I wedge myself in the corner and just start swinging like a baby that won't stop crying. We get the win with my shaft still in a damaged state, then accidentally pipe bomb myself. I'm guessing Stuart's skull is made of Kevlar, as she took like no damage from that blast. What a woman. At my age, I strained myself just sleeping in the wrong position, and she's walking off pipe bomb blasts. I then noticed the undead have started to infest my outposts. In fact, they've taken 2 out of 3, and it seems another horde is about to claim the 3rd. Well, not if I have anything to do with it. Time to activate incendiary minefields, baby. That'll prevent my outpost from being infested, while also providing me with a nice little safe space. Well, that is, at least until the game crashes and completely corrupts the rest of the recording. So I've had to download the next hour and a half from the stream on YouTube, so the quality might not be as high as you're used to. Also, this ugly mug isn't going anywhere. Oh, fuck off. Get absolutely fucked. Yeah, so the save state was before I'd taken down the play cart, but at least it was only 1 shot. And I suppose I didn't waste 2 pipe bombs in my escape, so that's pretty decent. I've also set landmines to protect the food outpost, but I've got to clear the other 2 the old-fashioned way. Getting your ears blown out by a screamer before a simple blow to the face ends proceedings. Then repeat that for my ammo outpost, and then it's on to my next mission. And at this point, I'd usually zoom into the top right so you could see what that mission is. But thanks to the corrupted footage, you gotta stare at this thing. But basically, the alcoholics have decided the still project isn't working out, so have requested to join our group of badasses. Everything is going exactly according to my plan. I chat to their leader Matthew, who's like, any chance you can take us in? And I'm like, fuck I, welcome to the team, son. But things in this mod are very rarely that simple. One of them's a plague victim, and of all the people is their goddamn leader. For fuck's sake, like, there's always one prick who tries to hide the zombie bite. Good thing we're smart bastards and have manufactured a cure. But the fuckers just refuse to stop and take it off me. Come on. Stay still. I'm trying to keep them alive. Oh, you know what? They're fucked. Run away. Run away. You might think that's harsh, but I had to in order to guarantee the survival of the group. I only need 2 of them in order to move bases, and if I'd stayed to fight off the hordes to save one guy, the rest of them would have potentially got infected from the fight. I'm basically a doctor removing a testicle before the cancer spreads to the important bits, like the shaft. Hoping I'm far enough away he can snap to base, I try checking him into the infirmary, but unfortunately he's away. So unfortunately there's nothing more I can do other than await the inevitable. Poor Matthew. There was literally nothing more I could do. Rest well, my friend. We shall see you on the other side. And if I get a single comment saying, "Why didn't you just exit the king, Bat?" I swear to God I will not be held responsible for my actions. But at least now is finally time to move bases. Oh, hang on. Have I got enough? Oh, I haven't got enough influence, have I? I suppose that's what I get for spending influence upgrading my outpost at the start of the stream. What a bellend. So it looks like I've got to come up with a plan B. I start by giving a friendly enclave the 3 plague samples thereafter, as if I haven't got hundreds of the bastards. And now that they're allied, I sell them a load of redundant shite. You know, bog roll generators, crossbows, the like. I then use friendly broadcast to increase our influence gained by 10% for the next 45 minutes. And then you'd probably think I'd go and sort out this massive infestation problem, right? I'm like, nah, fuck that, mate, I'm off to cheat a play cart. You're probably already aware of this trap, but just in case you're not, if you ever get a play cart spawn in a barn like this, just make sure to park your car like so. Then that way no zombies can get you while you're assaulting the play cart. A tactic I'll be using whenever possible, especially considering all the hearts here are black. And seeing as this is the first time I've been one-on-one uninterrupted with a black heart, I decided to do a bit of counting. And it took me 14 full power swings to complete the first phase. So just remember, every time in this playthrough you see me fight one of these things, I'm having to hit the fucking thing over 40 times with a heavy weapon. And that's power swings. That takes an extra second to charge. Even when uncontested, I still find a way to singe an eyebrow. But thankfully, with the power of editing, you get to see things much quicker. I still get plenty of time to loot everything I need, then reverse my way out of the barn, surprisingly not getting attacked by the undead. That's a win that I'll take. I then head back to the landmine protected outpost to drop off my loot, and seeing as we're in walking distance of an infestation, I decide to go check it out. I try getting the quick shot and dash, but whoever installed these doors did a bloody cracking job. I physically gotta open the door to headshot him, but that just releases a feral. And that means we gotta have another roly-poly battle in the car park. Ah! Wanker! Wank! Oh god, oh god. I obviously get the win as my days of being terrorised by these quick pricks is long gone. And that feral kill gives me just enough influence I need. I can finally move bases and start building the sanctuary we need in order to survive this long term, as clearing 72 black hearts tends to take a while. But first I head back to base because one of our newbies has some curveball intel. It seems the undead are getting physically weaker. We shall almost certainly find a way to benefit from that soon enough. But for now, let's head to claim a new base and end any threat of a potential siege. Thankfully there's no squatters I've got to evict, so I'm able to nice and quickly claim it as our new home. So now we get to start building, and the first thing you should always do is build an infirmary and upgrade it to level 2 as soon as possible. Next I'd like to build a couple of hydroponics, but unfortunately lack the utility skill. And the only textbook I've picked up on my travels is gardening. Also, to save on our daily food intake, I enact rationing in our built-in tasting room. I can also use this facility to craft mollies and energy drinks, 2 things we'll need plenty of. I then upgrade the infirmary to level 2 and start the construction of a farm to give us extra food. Then while I wait for construction to complete, I grab a load of my useless valuables and head to a mysterious wandering trader to gain back as much influence as I can. But if I'm being honest with you, the bloke might be a bit tapped in the head, as he set up shop in a little tiny shed right next door to a luxury 4-bed attached. I'm no estate agent, but that doesn't seem like the smart play in my eyes. He has loads of really useful items on him, and I'd really love to run about with a 12-round grenade launcher, but sadly I can't afford any of it. So I just sell him everything I have and loot the shed he's standing in. Then with my construction projects completed, I tear down the keg cooperage for an extra 8 building mats, then replace it with an additional farm. Then as the sun is rising, I take the opportunity to take on another play cart. Thankfully there's not much in the way of foot traffic around here, so I take the opportunity to get a good few swings in before the locals can rock up and disturb my progress. That's when I get bit from behind. Not an ideal situation to be in, especially as the gunshots I use to clear off the dickheads just attract a horde that happens to be wandering past. So I very quickly get overrun while my plague meter continues to climb. Thankfully I'm packing frag grenades and they're very useful for clearing the hordes. I am then able to complete the first phase and even manage to escape before bursting into flames. But that's when another crackhead decides to rock up, and even though I'm able to take him out pretty simply, it's not too long before I drop my guard and get infected. Well, it's a bloody good thing I always carry plenty of plague cure, but it seems today I only packed the 1. But that's alright, I'm experienced and decent enough to take down 2 more phases without getting infected a second time. Okay, apparently not. Oh, fuck off, I'm infected again? Right, now I've got to run, because I didn't drink 2 cures. Yes, it is a rookie mistake. I'm aware of that. So I run back home with my tail tucked between my legs. But it's not all bad news, as we've had another curveball start. I get back and sort out Hastings with a cure, and decide it's probably best to give the girl a rest and swap out to Stuart. And after a quick gather of resources, I check out our map. And ignoring the massive infestation problem, and the siege sites that are forming once again, it looks like we've got 2 overlapping curveballs on the go. Dulled senses and just fed. Well, what a winning combination that is. Just fed means zombies won't run and will deal less damage, while dulled senses means they can't see or hear as well and will occasionally fall over. We must strike now while the iron is hot. Stuart immediately heads back to the scene of Hastings' infection, and with both those curveballs active, I can pretty simply start dealing with the plague heart. I claim the second phase pretty much uncontested, then run outside while I wait for the gases to dissipate. And as you can see, the undead have as much go in them as a stoned panda. Going off tangent slightly, can we all agree one thing? Pandas are fucking pathetic. Of all the endangered animals we could be saving, why the bloody hell are we trying to save the one that doesn't want to be saved? I think we should make it a rule. If animals don't want to reproduce, just let the fuckers die in peace. We should instead put that funding in saving a proper sick animal like the rhino. That's an animal that won't let you down, plus it's only 365 days a year. Anyway, I continue battering the heart, although progress is slow, as the only stamina items I have left is snacks. Then a crackhead forces me to retreat, but I notice he's got a purple head, so he's affected by a curveball. I'll be honest, I didn't realise freaks could be affected from these kind of things. I'll definitely have to try that out in more detail. Anyway, I go back to battering the heart, that is until another feral decides to make an appearance. I retreat and await its appearance, but it seems slow, clumsy and useless. Well, I've never related to a zombie before, but I suppose it's a first time for everything. Being a clumsy piece of shit, he trips over his own ankles, which puts him in an easy execution position. I'm just grateful to save ammo, in all honesty. I can then finally take down the heart and take all of its goodies, but now I've unfortunately got to rush back to base, as I'm once again getting sieged. One of these days I'll learn from my mistakes, but that is not today. I speed back and kick into action, but that's when I realise all the zombies are still slow from that curveball. So if anything, dealing with this siege is actually pretty simple. You know what? I don't think I need to learn from my mistakes. This is actually pretty simple. So I take down the siege in what I can only describe as a very anticlimactic fashion. But I suppose that's a great metaphor for life. Most of us will die well past our best, highly medicated and pissing and shitting ourselves on the daily. All we can really hope for is a peaceful ending as we slip away for a medically induced coma. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.